The United States of America, the largest economy in history, the undisputed leader of the free world.
A beacon of prosperity, opportunity, and the American dream. Or is it?
Because behind the multi-trillion-dollar corporations and the glittering skyline of Manhattan
lies a dark systemic rot. An economy that is failing its own citizens on a historic scale.
This is the story you won't see on the nightly news. This is the real state of the American economy.
The American dream, born in the post-war boom, was simple. A good job, a nice house, and a secure retirement.
But for the last 50 years, that dream has been systematically dismantled. Productivity has soared, while the wages for the average American worker have remained almost completely stagnant.
So, where did all the money go? To understand how awful the situation is,
we first have to look at what America stopped doing, making things.
In the 1960s, America was the world's workshop. The middle class was built on manufacturing.
Today, it's the world's consumer, importing its prosperity and exporting its jobs. The entire system now runs on one thing: debt. An impossible, incomprehensible mountain of it.
To fund its spending, the government borrows. To keep the economy alive, the Federal Reserve,
To play with it, is forced to print money. Trillions and trillions of dollars, conjured from thin air.
This has a direct, devastating consequence for you: inflation, the silent theft of your wealth.
The cost of everything, from gas to groceries, housing to healthcare, has exploded.
This is the awful truth. While your paycheck is stagnant, your cost of living is in a hyperinflationary spiral.
The American dream of home ownership is dead for an entire generation.
they are told to simply work harder. But the game is rigged. The system is designed to create
a nation of debt slaves. The national debt is a problem, but the personal debt is the prison.
We tell our children to get an education to succeed. In return, we saddle them
unbankruptable debt that will haunt them for decades, often for degrees that don't lead to jobs.
We tell them health is wealth. But in America, getting sick is the #1 cause of
personal bankruptcy. A single ambulance ride can financially ruin a family.
And to cover the gap between stagnant wages and the soaring cost of survival, millions are forced to live on high-interest plastic just to buy groceries.
This creates an entire predatory industry that feeds on the poor, trapping them in endless cycles of debt.
This is the reality. The economy isn't recovering. It is a permanent two-tiered system, which a system designed for the rich and a system designed for everyone else.
Never before in modern history has so much wealth been concentrated in the hands of so few.
The top 1% Americans now own more wealth than the entire bottom 90% combined.
And they didn't earn this wealth through simple hard work. They earned it through assets. While the average person works for money, the rich make their money work for them.
You are taxed on your income. Every dollar you sweat for. This is the first trap.
The ultra-rich are taxed on capital gains at a much, much lower rate. This is the first secret.
And even those taxes are often optional, thanks to a system of complex loopholes. When the
Written by lobbyists they pay for, to ensure they never pay their fair share.
This inequality is not a bug in the system. It is the feature.
The golden years of retirement are a fantasy. The new reality is working until you die.
No health insurance, and no hope of ever retiring.
For the rich, the 2008 financial crisis was a blip. For the wealthy, the 2020 pandemic
was the single greatest wealth transfer in human history, as they got richer while everyone else suffered.
This is not the Great Depression. In many ways, for the bottom 50%, it's worse.
Because in the 1930s, there was a sense of shared struggle. Today, there is only
a violent, isolating divide between those who have and those who have nothing.
awfulness isn't just financial, it's physical.
America, the nation that built the Hoover Dam and put a man on the moon,
can no longer even maintain their own roads. Its infrastructure is graded a D+.
The arteries of commerce, built by a previous generation's vision, are now collapsing.
While other nations build high-speed rail and futuristic airports, America's are crumbling.
Its water pipes are still made of lead. Its power grid is fragile.
And one strong storm away from plunging millions into darkness.
This physical decay is a symptom of the economic decay, the death of manufacturing.
In the 1980s, corporate raiders and politicians decided that globalization was the future, that once thrived. In their place came the service economy jobs.
The result is a hollowed-out economy. A nation that looks powerful on the outside.
They offshored the factories to save money on labor, destroying the small towns, ripping the
Low-wage, high-stress, non-unionized jobs with no few dignity and no path up.
but is one crisis away from total systemic collapse. A house of cards.
And now, a new threat arrives. The very service jobs that remain
are about to be automated by artificial intelligence, creating a new useless class.
What happens to a society when millions of people have no economic value?
The answer is not pretty. The physical decay of the infrastructure is matched only by the decay of the society itself.
An economy of despair creates deaths of despair. This is not a metaphor.
For the first time in its history, American life expectancy is falling. A trend not seen outside of wartime.
Trust in institutions, from the government to banks to the media, has collapsed.
Society has become polarized, angry, and divided. An economic us versus them.
And in the richest nation on earth, over 500,000 people sleep on the streets.
Every single night, a humanitarian crisis hidden in plain sight.
The education system, meant to be the ladder of opportunity, is failing.
I want to be a scientist.
The great divide begins at birth.
I just want to make it home.
The awfulness of the American economy is this. It is a betrayal.
When the jobs left, the hope left. The social fabric of the community tore apart.
A betrayal of the promise that once made it the greatest nation on earth.
A deep, violent social and financial divide, and a falling life expectancy. This is not a temporary recession. This is a permanent, systemic failure.
And the problem is not this president or that political party.
The system is owned. The game is rigged. Both parties serve the same
So, yes, the American economy is awful because it has stopped working for the American people.
The first step to fixing a problem is to have the courage to admit that exists.
You must protect yourself and family from the fallout.
Subscribe to Money Nexus for the truth about the global economy without the spin.
To understand the global implications, watch our next video on the new geopolitical landscape.
The future will be challenging. Be prepared.